Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to another Patreon supporter deck analysis video. And today I got one from my man Yan, who's got this interesting looking deck, to say the absolute least. Super interesting. Let's take a look at it. As always, the SAS score has been covered because we are not looking at this deck to know the SAS. We are looking at it to see what interesting things exist within, what are the stats, so on, so forth, etc. And I will be playing this deck tomorrow on stream. Next week, you'll get a deck from my guy, Vault Boy, and he sent a particularly interesting one. So, here we go. Let's dive right on in. This is a CotA deck, and it's Logos, Mars, and Shadows. It's called Solidal, the Inventor of Clarity. Whew, the Inventor of Clarity. Well, let's see what's clear about this deck. First off, it's got quite a nice Ember generation, but it seems to be a little bit on the lower side of the board control, but an amazing speed stat. So I wouldn't say it doesn't have any board control, but it's less than 10. Let's just put it that way. So speaking of which, let's see what we do have in the board control sector. So there are some things here, though, that you love to see. First off, you have some targeted destruction with the Nerve Blast, Oubliette, and Relentless Whispers right there, which is nice to see. There's also obviously the use of Bouncing Death Quark. This deck has 18 creatures, so you have some to use, and some to use in, I think, a interesting way. So, with that being said, oh, and of course, you have Ammonia Clouds for a little bit of mass damage, 3 damage to each creature. You're obviously going to be hurting yourself as well, and the creature power isn't too big, so that will unfortunately take out quite a few things here. Yeah, now, moving on. What do we got here? Should we go house by house? Yeah, house by house. Okay. Let's start off with Logos. Logos has some nice stuff in it. I'm liking the lab works to save some things. Now, what do we want to save with lab work? I think we're just looking to maximize turns for the most part. The Neurosiphon is always great. Scrambler Storm for disruption. Wild Wormhole. I guess the only thing you really... The Wild Wormholes could be problematic because of Ammonia Clouds. What does Mating Season do again? Shuffle each Mars creature into its owner. Yeah. That one might also be something that you don't always want to see. Miasma at the wrong time. Aside from that, I think those are the only real ones you need to be wary of. And then Library of Babel for card draw is great. Bat Drone's great. Doc booked in again. Some more stuff that you got to draw cards, etc. Ganymede Archivist, again, working with just helping yourself get a long time mechanic. Okay. Now, Mars, I think, is actually easily said the most interesting house in this deck. I think it has the greatest sense of very cool things that can happen. So, Squawker. Whoops. Let's get on there. Ready a Mars creature, stun a non-Mars creature. I like that. Particularly with Mega Mouse in here. I think this can be very potent. The double Mega Mouth with a double Crystal Hive. That's where it's at. That is where it's at, folks. It's what you want to see. You love to see it. And you're going to keep seeing it, okay? This is what I'm planning to be the outcome when I test this deck, is I'm looking to get the Crystal Hive Mega Mouth combos going. Bolter is always nice as well for a little bit of damage. Whoops, and you can purge them, so you'll love that. Dominator to protect your Mega Mouse, and I would say Fagin as well. It's probably what you're really looking for. And then you have Zizix the Many, again, to do some really nice archiving. You may reveal a creature. Yeah, I really like Zizix. I think this might be an underrated creature, because I've never really thought about it, but getting to archive a creature is really nice, especially when you reveal it, yes, but I still think it holds value especially for someone like Magda the Rat. I think it could be allow you to use Magda in a more controlled environment where you can be in a position that's much more helpful. I actually like Magda and Shadow Self. It really makes Magda stick. So there we've gone with the Mars. Let's head over to Shadows. Again, some more archiving. Really nice archiving with Hidden Stash. You'll love to see it. Now, Fagin. Yes, get those 3 urchins out. Get Fagin working and just go to town. Shadow Self, I think, is a really nice card. Jeepers Creepers. Is a really nice card in this deck because with Dominator, Dominator Shadow Self is really cool in itself. But I like Shadow Self for the Mega Mouse, for the Dominator, for Fagin. Those are the things I'm looking to protect with this, I think. Yeah, the mating season as well. This card I'm super interested in. So I think this card is actually particularly great if you can establish a strong Mars board, which you can because there's 2, 4, 6, 7 Mars creatures. So that's a nice little burst as well, especially if you can Crystal Hive, Mega Mouse, then mating season. It seems pretty good. I also like it if you're maybe going like Squawker into a Mega Mouth into something else and potentially you have a Crystal Hive out, getting that Ember, but your Mega Mouths are exposed. You could just mating seize them in, hopefully get yourself in checks. I mean, with Mega Mouse and Crystal Hives, if you're doing 2, that's 4 Ember right there. Then if you got 2 Mars creatures, that's another 2 that puts you in check. Plus mating season, I think, has a pip. Yep. So there you go. You're in a really good position there. I really like the way that Mars is. I'm super excited to play it. Shadows is Shadows, but the Mars is what I'm really excited to see how it comes out. So that's what we're going to be looking for tomorrow is how can Mars be abused? And let's do it. So yeah, I do like the mating season. One thing with mating season I think is also really neat is the potential to maybe well, now I'm thinking about this. You could do a really cool play where if your deck gets low, you're saving the Mars turn. You play all your Mars creatures and you had them in the archives. And then you play them, mating season, put them back in, get a whole bunch of Ember, and then you're most likely going to draw them again. I think that's kind of interesting as well. So, like I said, this Mars is super cool, and I'm very excited to see if it can be abused. So that's going to do it for this video, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. Tune into the stream tomorrow to see how this plays out. This has been Solidal, the Inventor of Clarity, from the collection of Yan, one of my Patreon supporters. If you want to become a Patreon supporter and get into having your decks analyzed in a video form like this, check out my Patreon, link in the comments. And appreciate everyone. As always, may your Ember never be stolen and your keys forged promptly. Have a good one, folks.